You too. What do you do? It's your boy Roku, and we're back here with another video. Make sure you follow me on all my socials, link down in the description. If you want one-on-one inspiration, my link to my Cali is also in the description. Also, make sure to check out Roku the God 2.0 for gaming. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Somebody you know or don't know eventually is going to test your character. They're going to push you beyond a certain limit that's going to knock you off your square. That could be family members, that could be a friend, and that could even be a stranger. They're going to test you. Now, don't take that the wrong way. That's just basically them trying to, take you off, trying to get you upset, trying to get you to step out of your character. And I'm not even going to lie, being tested, it could be intimidating. So many things is running through your mind. If you're that type of person that reacts to their emotions or react to their, to the heat of the moment, you just perform and without thinking about what to do or what to say. But don't worry, I'm here to help you. Now, first thing to do is take a step back. Take a step back, take a deep breath, calm, relax your mind. All right, because the last thing you want to do is react and do something that you're going to end up regret doing. So if somebody tests you, take a deep breath, step back, mentally focus on what you need to say or what you need to do, access the situation at hand and execute. Somebody's disrespecting you. There's multiple ways that you can handle it. You can either confront the person, pull the person to the side and tell them, hey, I didn't like the way you said this and that to me. It made me feel this way. If we're gonna have an issue, I would like to handle this, as men or as grown adults. Let's try to get along and let's try to move forward. If that person doesn't cooperate with you being professional or you just, coming to them, in a respectful way, then the next step is to access the situation. Now, again, you as a man, you're not going to be able to run away from every situation that comes your way. Sometimes you have to fight. And hey, that's what being a man is all about. People in your family, females, especially with females, if you're in a relationship, they're always going to test your masculinity. They're always going to say something that's going to take you off. They're going to bring up something in the past, and they're going to do something that's just going to get you aggravated. But again, don't take that the wrong way. They're just trying to see, if you're still keeping up with, with your masculinity. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just basically them checking up on you. And what you can do is, let's say if they're arguing with you, just say, listen, look, I had a long day or whatever. I really don't want to argue. Let's just calm down. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna focus on me, do this and that. And yeah. Now, I know somebody else can probably explain that situation way better than I can, but overall, don't stoop down to the level. If they're yelling at you, don't yell back, because that's just not gonna end well. Be the bigger person, talk to them in a nice, calmly manner. I know on the inside you want to yell back at them, you want to snap, you want to do A, B, C, do X, Y, Z. I get it, but at the end of the day, you got to be the bigger person. You got to be you got to outsmart your opponent. You got to look at it as a game of chess. There's always a move on that board that you can do that can get you out of the hole that you're in. No matter how deep that hole is, there's always a move on that chessboard that can get you out of that hole. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you can do it. They're going to test you. Just learn to live with it, but you can always test them back, if you really want to play that game. Like if they're asking you dumb questions, you can answer that question with a question. And by doing so, you just save yourself a huge headache and a pointless argument. Learn to walk away from certain situations that don't benefit you, but also learn how to defend yourself, because nobody's going to do it for you. There's nothing that you can do about people testing you, about testing your character. They're going to do it, all right? It doesn't matter your background, your skin complexion, how much money you have, and so forth and so on. They're going to do it. But there's other ways to handle the situation. Again, take a deep breath, analyze the situation, and then however you respond, make sure you respond in a respectful way. Because the last thing that you want to do is end up behind bars or in the dirt. All right? Again, it's not going to be easy, but keep your emotions in check. Because if you let your emotions handle the situation, let's just say it's not going to end well for you. All right? But also remember this. When people do test you, that's not a bad thing on your end. It's actually a bad thing on their end, because that lets you know that they're insecure about something, or they're just trying to get you upset. You know, they just want a reaction out of you because they know that you're that guy, you're that girl, or this and that. They're probably jealous because you have something that they don't, and they probably wish that they have. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna test you. But you're smart. You know what you need to do. You're not gonna argue. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't argue as men. We don't do that. That's a very feminine thing to do. Never put yourself in that position. I'm probably going to make a YouTube video about that later on in the future. Never argue. Never catch yourself arguing with anybody. I don't care what the situation was about, how they got you upset. Never argue, because that's a very feminine thing to do. Just walk away from the situation. You know, walk away, because if you do something about it, it's probably going to lead up to something physical, and you don't want that. You don't want that. I mean, it's just better to just let the person have it. Whatever they're arguing about, just let them have it, and you just go on with your day. You're going to save yourself so much time and so much frustration. Do these things, and I promise you, you're gonna have the advantage over everybody. You know, you're gonna have the advantage over everybody that tests you. All right. Keep all 10 toes down. Keep your head up high, and just keep doing you, man. People are gonna hate. Let them hate. People are gonna talk. Let them talk. But just know they're behind you for a reason. And they're never gonna say that to your face. You know who you are. Be that person that God has blessed you to be. You have a gift. You have a talent. Use that talent. And if people have something to say, let them say it. Just know that they're never going to say it to your face, or they're going to do anything about it, and that they're insecure. Do you. I have faith in you, and I trust you, and I know you can do it. All right? I'm gone.